Well, good morning everybody. It was an early-ish start, 8:45 we're on the road, just picking up a last minute thing that we couldn't figure out yesterday. One last view-ish of Crater Lake as we depart and Wizard Island. Lots of people getting ready for their hikes for the day, and we are heading out of the north entrance, or in our case the north exit. So that'll be totally new. Not so much of the view of us today, just because we've got to get going, and approximately 6.5 hour drive, plus the amount of times that we stop. And yeah, so it's going to be an interesting drive today. We're going to go sort of north in the central Okanagan, Oregon, and then veering left over, I'm presuming, the Deschutes Forest, National Forest area, and then to Salem or Eugene. Actually, it might be Eugene, and then up the I-5.
We saw a beautiful
the coastal mountains towards Tillamook. Sorry, Sandra, you were going to say?
We saw a beautiful sunset last night. It was gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
From the Watchman Tower area overlook. There's a lot of people do get up very early to start some of these hikes because it does get busy that way, and hot. So last night was one of our colder nights. It went down to probably 5 degrees last night.
Yeah, got chilly feet.
We were a little chilly this morning. Even Bella was climbing between us to stay warm, considering we were coming back from at night 29, 30, 31 degrees at night for sleeping prior to coming here at Crater Lake. So we went from one extreme to another, and now we'll be going where it'll be warmer again.
Hopefully. Coast tends to be, like I said, 10 degrees cooler than normal, so hopefully it'll be warmer. Anywhere around 10 to 14 at night, we're hoping. Yeah, so a long travel day today. Not sure what you're going to see in the way of wildlife and wonderful views. We will do our best.
Look at that Watchman Tower straight up there, Andy.
Oh yeah. Not sure if you can see the Watchman Tower right on the very top of that pinnacle. And as you see here, and I haven't mentioned it actually, we are traveling since we've come up into California from the coast. We hit Shasta and we hit the PCT, or the Pacific Crest Trail. I've read some books from people that have done it. We've watched obviously some movies that are out there that have been a part of that, and there is a ton of people doing the PCT.
All ages. All ages. That was that old couple.
Don't know. Oh, the couple that were talking to us about the trailer? No,
the trail. They've been
a couple of them, you know, they started off in April, and came through the Sierras. It was snowing, you know, 20 inches of snow, 10 inches of snow, they were saying. They estimate on average people will do it in 6 months.
Start to finish.
So that's the Mexican border to Manning Park, British Columbia. And that's through the 3 states. So California, Oregon, Washington. Seems most people do it south to north. Everybody we're seeing here is going south to north.
All ages.
Yeah.
All ages. Single people.
Talk about lightweight gear.
Whether it be females or males, they are doing single. They start off single, but then you hook up
They have their PCT family, as they called it. We were talking to a couple of people that were coming in for a shower, and they just spotted Oasis, and they had a chat because they were debating whether hiking is the end of their life and they want to move into lighter weight trailer camping. And they said that there's highs and lows coming out of the Sierras. You get post-Sierra blues apparently, and then you in and out with your family. So it's a bit like when you're traveling like us with a trailer, you'll meet certain people several times on the loop that you're traveling on. We haven't seen so many on this trip because we've gone sort of coast, inland, up. We've seen a couple of vehicles, but we haven't really spoken to them. But hiking, you get in with that family, you'll bump into them. They'll do a detour somewhere, but then they'll pop back out, and you'll meet up with them and hike with them for, I don't know, I talk about hours, but it could be a day or two, and then they disappear again. So sounds really interesting. Sounds very hard. You know, people have been working at it. This couple, the gentleman said he'd been planning it for 6 years. And I mean, we were talking to the national park guy here yesterday. We were at an elevation where the boat landing is at 6,900 feet. So you're hiking serious heights, and
altitude,
and going down again. So there's a lot of ups and downs when you're talking about the mountain ranges that you're
And he
on.
said it took him a while, that's why it took him so long, is to work on his cardio. That was the primary thing, is his cardio.
And gear, like they are returning gear, sending it back home because they're not using it, because everybody will pack what they think they're going to need. And then you see some people, like I say, ultralight, they've cut those, Sandra calls them egg cotton mattresses, the ones at Concertina. They'll cut them in half, reducing weight. You know, sil nylon becomes Cuban fiber, super lightweight. It's very interesting. And then some people will have a general pack. They might do, in England and Canada, you have the hosteling system. Some people might do it via the hosteling system. Some people do it via campsites. You do it by, you're keeping camping out in the open some of the time because there's not much in the way of places to stay. But these gift areas, like at Crater Lake, they have some camp gear there, replacement, repair, etc. There we go. Last view of Crater Lake.
And it's very calm out there today.
Yeah.
Not a ripple, no breeze, anything.
And we're going to head down here today. But yeah, they have minimal gear. I think the biggest one everybody says is fuel and water are the biggest things that they have to, the heaviest things they have to contend with. But PCT, if you're interested, do a bit of research, have a look. Pacific Crest Trail. Today we're heading towards Eugene, or towards the I-5, put it that way. We have 228 miles of fuel, 135 miles to Eugene, so there'll be plenty of fuel stops. And that is the view of our departure, of all the volcanic landscapes that are out there.
Bye-bye, Crater Lake.
Some of that flag tree coming up here in this little crop where it's been wind blown. Yeah, Crater Lake, is it worth going to see? Oh yes, for sure. Definitely something that I've enjoyed, that's for sure. I love these trees. The dead trees.
They're so like sculptures.
Yeah. Look at that one in the view. Mm-hmm. Up front there, that's amazing. With the morning haze.
That was unique all in there.
Yeah.
Do you see all those trees, the dead trees with those like burrs on them? There's like a dozen or two of them.
Huh. like they're getting ready to burn some of this stuff or something. They're all piled up. Interesting. I'm sure they're not going to burn anything, but maybe they come in with a digger or something and pick it up. Unless they're creating
little shelters
like
for
a
animals.
wildlife, not a wildlife, but a management program going on.
Yeah.
Wow. Dynamic landscape change yet again. It's unbelievable.
Random little trees.
Well, look, if you look closely in the video, I'm hoping you can see it. The rocks, the odd rock.
Reminds me of being back up in the tundra, because you can see the little alpine flowers every once in a while
But
pop
these
up.
rocks came from the volcano
Yes, I know.
when it erupted, right? So you imagine how far these have come. Or from the glacier, maybe, as a receding glacier. But I'm going to guess more so from
I'll say
the eruption.
volcanic because they're very porous.
The one thing that has surprised me in this park is the amount of blowdown or dead trees, as you're seeing now. Obviously, some of this section there was a fire, but on the right it looks just more like blowdown dead trees. And don't forget, as I said earlier, when you're coming up here, plan your time of year because these roads are not always open. Be aware of the snow.
They have a few months that the roads are open.
So we are coming up to the north entrance exit pay booth. So that's that shack in the middle of the road. And don't forget, if you're coming into multitude of national parks, you can buy a yearly pass, which ends up being cheaper if you're going to do, I think we did the math the last time, if you do 3 parks, you've already paid for itself. So it's like 2.5 parks pay for the pass, for the annual pass. And that gets you into all the American national parks. So be aware of that, because sometimes it can be well worth your savings. And when you go through the gates, you just need your permit and your ID, because it's connected to 2 people and their names. So
I think it was $80
oh, this
for
one's worse. Look at that. There's only one booth here. Oh my goodness.
$80 for the annual pass and $30 each park. So it's well worth it. Because you're here for hours. You could be here back and forth. Depends where you're camping.
Oh, I just looked at my mirror. There is actually 2 booths there because there's 2 lanes. They weren't in tandem like where we came in. So, oh look, there must be a viewing point. We didn't have a viewing sign when we came in.
No.
We're going to pull over and get this sign. Yeah, because this will be the U.S. National whatever Crater Lake sign, I think. Let's have a look. After that long day of driving, we finally made it to Tillamook, and this is going to be
railroad crossing.
This is going to be a stop for ice cream and cheese.
And snackies.
Oh, that's something different. I didn't know about that. But this is the pretty famous Oregon Tillamook Cheese Factory. If you've never been, it is well worth coming down here and checking it out.
People over there.
You can go around the factory, see how the cheese is made, and then they've got a great gift souvenir store, and you can buy all their cheeses and stuff, but they have their ice cream too. Holy, there's a lot of people over there. Right there. I don't know if that's a wait line or not. Holy cow, we're going to find out. So this is totally new now. Looks like remove congestion, but it's huge. Plus it's 25 degrees today, so why not make money? What's the saying? When the sun is shining, make hay. Alright, so as we sit here, it is melting down, but 2 scoops of Marionberry pie and toffee caramel crunch. And Sandra got white chocolate raspberry. What is it very quickly because I want to eat this.
Awesome.
I cannot eat this thing fast enough. The amount that is melting at this 25 degree heat. But it's amazing.
Stop videoing.
Bella's already eaten a cup of ice cream and now she's trying to eat Sandra's cone. And she is drooling all down Sandra's leg. Man, that's busy. I think we hit it at the wrong time. I think it was like 3 p.m. when we got here. Maybe it was 3:30 p.m. Every person was in there. We didn't do the tour. You can go around, I think, up to the viewing areas and see it being made. I did see today actually a tour guide, so something has changed. We went and bought the ice cream, which was amazing. Trouble is, at this heat and having 2 scoops, it just runs literally down the cone, through your fingers, over your legs. It's hilarious, but it is so good. The cheese, Sandra did buy some cheese actually. She got I think 4 blocks of cheese. Somebody said that it's cheaper than buying it in the supermarket, which is quite a nice thing because I was thinking they might be the same price, but they're not. Here she comes now. You can just see her weaving her way through the traffic. Yeah, but that whole sloped glassed building there is brand new since the last time we've been down here. And I want to say that the last time I came down here has got to be 2016, I want to say. So, big changes. And way busier than what I remember seeing before in the past. But amazing. Bella had a plain vanilla cup. Lapped that up instantly. Now we're off to Fort Stevens and our campsite for the rest of the vacation, which is the next 5 days. Having just left Tillamook, we're on Highway 101 heading north towards Astoria, and there's our first glimpse of the ocean again. Yeah, we're looking forward to sitting down for 5 days and just hanging out at the beach. So you might not get too many videos, but you might get a few. But it's going to take us about 60 minutes from Tillamook to head up to Fort Stevens, which is where we are going to stay. A beautiful part of the journey as well. This drive we've done many times, and it is very pleasant to drive. Coming into Rockaway Point, small little beach community. Showing you these sights as we drive through here, because we're not coming back down this far anyway. And the distant views of some of the forests and mountains that we have to go over to head to Fort Stevens. Following the side of the 101. Even a little train. I've never noticed this before. Even a little train thing in town. Look.
It's called the Candy King train.
Oh. Okay then. I didn't know that they had that here.
What do you call it? Little golf thing.
Oregon Coast Scenic Railroad. It also has a state park, which is quite nice here as well. Cross over the river. Nehalem River. There's a small, very small, like village here. Town or village of Nehalem. Since 1899. On the water.
In 0.3 miles, turn left.
This is the town.
In 0.2 miles, turn left to H Street. Turn left to H Street.
Up ahead here is where you would turn left to get down to the Nehalem State Park. Sorry? You've got a hat, Bella, sitting on your head. I believe it's left here, the State Park. Oh no, that's the housing is this one here by the Shell station. Turn left down there and you've got Nehalem State Park. And we're back to the beautiful coastline of the Northern 101. Lots of these little pullouts like this one here will take you down to some really beautiful coves where you can surf. And again, there's some parking on the opposite side as well. Short sand. You can see here people going down with surfboards and stuff, and it's a really beautiful little cove. We might come as far as this on our trip now, but that would be the furthest we come south from here for the next 5 days for sure. You never know, you might get to see this helicopter land. There's a sightseeing company right here. There he goes. Looks like he's changed his helicopters. He used to have a little Bell Jet Ranger. Now he's got, I always call it the traffic report helicopter. Just saying to Sandra, if she wants to do a helicopter flight, this would be the place to do it. Not sure how much and for how long, but here he comes. And there's the tourist flights. Very cool. So this will be a slow drive through the main street, Highway 101, but it's a main street, to the town of Seaside. It's a good job we fueled up in Salem at Costco. $4.18 a gallon, and it's cash here, $4.86. If you're into shopping and don't want to go all the way into town to do anything, as in Portland, Woodburn, like we did at the beginning of this trip, they do have an outlet mall here in Seaside. Well, after a long day, 8:45 we left, it's now 6 p.m. We have arrived at Fort Stevens State Park, and opposite, if you're interested, is a KOA. And this is home for the next 5 nights. Tonight is Sandra will be getting dinner ready, I'm sure, while I set up the whole camp array, and then we're going to sit back and relax. Yeah, exactly.
Andy will have 2 or 3?
No. registration station just to check in, but we've pre-registered, so I'm not quite sure how this is all going to work. So hopefully it's very quick and I don't have to line up, because what's the point in pre-registering? We will see.